Hello there, my friends. I'm gonna have to try and rush this one, so bear with me just in case. So, scales. Set of notes, usually about 8. You have major and minor. That's all you have to worry about for now. There are more, but don't worry about them. If you take a major scale and play it a couple of notes up and then keep going, for example, the A minor scale, or take the C major scale, right? And then if you play that from A up instead of from C up, it becomes minor. That is called the relative minor. The relative minor is important and it comes up in a lot of chord progressions. A chord progression uses notes from the scale, usually, not always, it uses notes from the scale, adds more notes to each one, and then makes it sound thicker or more, if you know what I mean. The theory for making a chord is you take the first, the third, and the fifth note in each scale, and you combine those, and that will create a chord. Basically, all a chord is a series of notes played together that sound like just one note. That's the C. That's the C chord. So, if you're playing a song in C, like the self-destructive anthem by Daze, then what you're actually doing is you're playing the first, in this case the fourth, the relative minor, and the fifth. No, there we go. So first, fourth, relative minor, fifth. Now, if you wanted to move that into a different key, which you can absolutely do, I'm going to move it into G to make it very, very easy. Basically, all you have to do is count up from C. So C, D, E, F, G. That's 5. C, D, E, F, G. Now, what's the next chord in the progression? F. So F, F, G, A, B, C. So that would turn into a C. You know, you just got to count them. Next up came the A minor. We'll talk about that in a second because G, the key of G has a relative minor, so we'll skip that and we'll use music theory instead. And then G. So G, A, B, C, D. So, not sure if you caught all that, but basically what we need is G, the key, or the chord G, the chord C, the chord E minor, because that's the relative minor of G, and then the chord D. And if we play those in the same order with the same pattern as we were playing the one in C, I can't tell if I'm shaking from the GGs or the cold. Either way I'm feeling shitty, man, this routine's getting old. Why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? And then we change that to the new chords that we've just gotten. We can do the same thing. I can't tell if I'm shaking from the GGs or the cold. I can't tell if I'm shaking from the GGs or the cold. Either way I'm feeling shitty, man, this routine's getting old. Why do I do this? And you see, it sounds like the same song, but it sounds very slightly different. So in this case, it's a little bit brighter, it's a little bit happier. It's not a very happy song. It's kind of a happy song. It depends on your perspective, but if that's how you want to interpret it, if that's where you want to move it, honestly, it's a lot easier to play on a mandolin in the key of G because you're only using the 3 basic chords. The first, the fourth, and the fifth of the G scale. Now, a lot of songs use the first, the fourth, and the fifth. And since the first, the fourth, and the fifth in G are really, really easy to play on a mandolin, in genres of music where they will be using a lot of mandolins, they obviously play a lot of those songs that use the first, the fourth, the fifth in the key of G because it's easy. Now, when you're talking about the relative minor in G, which you do need for this song, it's the E minor. And the way to play that is you take your G chord and you literally just move your finger over a slight bit so that you're covering these 2 strings on the 2nd fret instead of just 1. And that plays an E minor. You'll find that in Willie Deer, you'll find that in pretty much any song that uses the relative minor that you move into G. So. If you want to learn the 3 basic chords, if you don't already know them, check out my other video